I grew up as a restaurant brat. So imagine a Chinese kid in the corner of a Chinese restaurant doing homework. That was me when I was much younger. And my parents were both restaurateurs. They've done Chinese restaurants, Japanese restaurants. It's never really a chain kind of concept, but they've done multiple brands. And this was in Nashville, Tennessee. And so they retired fairly recently. And so after retirement, I saw that my mom wasn't doing particularly well. I think my parents were so busy. They've been so busy all of their lives, just building stuff. And suddenly you ask them to stop, take up a hobby, go fishing or go knitting. They just couldn't make that transition smoothly. And so at that point in time, I was working for CVS Health. And mom would ship us dumplings every other week. It's like the mom care train. And we ended up sharing those dumplings with our neighbors, and that whole thing just took off. So overnight, we're like, oh my gosh, there's something there. Our neighbors are encouraging us to sell our handmade dumplings. We built a website overnight on Shopify. And that's how this whole thing started. Customers will place orders online Monday through Friday. We have a cutoff 9 p.m. on Fridays. And then we would drive all around Triangle area. It's about anywhere between 150 to 200 miles. It's a lot of mileage to cover. And that was every single weekend. And we would do this door-to-door delivery every weekend. And the crazy story behind this is my parents would always tell me, no matter what you do, just don't do food businesses, because it's back-breaking work. It's really, really difficult. It is incredibly difficult being a restaurant operator. And I kind of knew that firsthand because my parents were never really home. Their entire livelihood is tied to the businesses that they are a part of. It's almost as though the identity is tied to it. And so I went on a completely different path. But as fate would have it, I'm back here serving restaurant operators with all of that knowledge, with all of that context. So we started Scale Social to help them understand how to do marketing authentically, at scale, locally, through the lens of their customers. I came from a tech space. So I had this very simple idea of using AI to do content marketing. It was really stupid in retrospect, right? Because after we launched our product, we realized that AI content just wouldn't cut it. And the aha moment we had was reflecting back to my dumpling days. Because I texted every single customer when the dumpling train is coming around. It's like, we're 3 stops away from you. Here's our ETA. Again, being a tech guy, I like to build in that customer experience. And because we have those texts going around, my customers will actually text me photos and videos of their dumpling making experience. It's like, hey, we just got a new steamer, or oh my gosh, our dumplings stuck to the pot. What did we do wrong? How can we do this better? Those moments came out to be the most authentic and most compelling moments that later drove our growth. And that was sort of the, oh, wait, if this works, can we make this work at scale? How can we collect really authentic experiences from actual customers, not paid influencers? And I think consumers are beginning to understand that difference too, right? How can you convey that authentic experience to other customers, would-be customers, such that when they see this, it doesn't seem like an ad anymore. It's more like, oh, wow, they're having a great time. I should be there. We don't have a large team, but every individual in their position functions almost as though they have an army of people who are working on their behalf 24/7, right? And that's really the power of the AI that we have today, is that they're very good at doing very specific tasks. But to be completely clear, we don't use AI to generate any content. And so the funny story behind this is when we started Scale Social, we were actually incorporated as Scale Social AI. We started to talk to our customers about AI and how amazing it is. And there's a lot of confusion, a lot of frustration, and even hesitation around, oh, wait, but you're an AI company. You must be using AI to do stuff. And we do. But the distinct position that we've taken is authentic experiences cannot be replicated. That stays intact. We use AI to do all the automation and the scaling in the background. Right? And so that's a really important thing for us to distinguish. And so that goes into the super individual contributor concept, is that how can we empower our team members who are fundamentally great at making great judgment calls, who knows what's good and what isn't. So they're almost like a referee for the work products that this army of AI agents will ultimately produce. We need to have that referee because I don't think we're at a point in time where we have an AI agent that will make that judgment call. Maybe sometime in the future. But I think our clients trust us because they know that there's a human in the loop as well, right? And that trust is fundamental. Imagine you're building up this local brand, you're a restaurant operator. You can't afford to have your customers suddenly realize, oh gosh, that burger video that I saw, that was AI? Suddenly you have a very bad taste in your mouth. And the reason we decided to focus in this very specific segment, food and beverages, is because those experiences transcend everything else. I would even go out and say Google reviews getting bombarded with spam nowadays. My clients are texting me. They're like, oh my gosh, we just got all of these one-star reviews. We don't even know where they're coming from. So when customer experiences are being bombarded by the spam of the world, when you can no longer trust something as a gold standard as Google reviews, what can take its place? And we think that authenticity will really, really come through in that realm. The Mad Popper, Popcorn, Andrea, a phenomenal early client for us to work with. And also Fat Tuesdays in Raleigh. So Tim and Tina, the business owners there, they actually joined our mission very early on. And we're just still working through all of the details as to how this platform will be built out. But they believed that what we stood for are the core principles behind the brands that they are building. And what's really surprising to us is initially, when we built our algorithms, we wanted to put products in front of people. If you're a pizza restaurant, we want to showcase pizza. If you're a burger restaurant, we want to showcase your burgers. It's intuitive for us. We thought that was a great thing. But we were actually shown wrong by our own learning algorithms, whereby over time, in a matter of a few months, the best performing videos showcased people. And we had another aha moment where we were like, oh yeah, of course. As people, as human beings, we want to see other human beings in those videos. Not products. Products are secondary. Then we realized, you know what? That's what food really stands for. It is a connecting factor that brings people, that brings communities together. And so suddenly we had a very different perspective as to what our technology can do. When we think about the most ideal clients that we work for, these are operators that really care about the products that they provide. There's a sentiment in that strive for excellence. They care about every ounce of those details as to what makes their operation great, right? And this goes beyond just, I have a 4.5 star on Google reviews, right? It's that they understand, hey, I need to check into my restrooms and make sure that the environment is wonderful, spotless, and clean, right? That they obsess over why this 16-ounce tray is too small or too large, right? And those are the operators that really make it. And when I think about a successful local business, they become such an ingrained part of their overall community because not only people identify themselves with the brand, right? Parker Otis in Durham, for example. They suddenly see that connection transcend beyond this mere transaction of I'm coming in for a sandwich or a coffee. And I think that connection, once established, it's kind of hard to break. So people like to talk about food business as though it is a science. There's customer acquisition And then there's customer retention. In marketing, we like to talk about that too. We help our clients acquire customers and retain customers. But I think the fundamental element that transcends all of that is once you establish that emotional connection between the brand and its customers, that stickiness is sacred. So when we designed our platform, there's a client-facing side, so operators see that. And then there is a consumer-facing side, right? It's a web application. It's a website. It is a branded website. But we designed the experience to be extremely frictionless. 3 steps. For consumers, they scan a QR code. They come into this branded site. The offer is if you share your authentic experience with the brand, you get something in return right away. There's no catch. It's very, very simple. And we wanted to maintain the integrity of that experience because it needs to be that frictionless. Nobody's got time to take photos and write captions and share on social media anymore. That used to be a thing, maybe 5 years ago. But we're moving forward beyond that. That's one element of it. The other element of it is we said, you know what, we should not jeopardize the integrity and the authenticity of the content that the customers upload. That needs to stay. What happens, though, is we use AI to monitor, evaluate all of the content that is passed to us, that we then in turn pass to our clients. And we gather so much metadata, not just on the content that is uploaded, but when the QR code is scanned, we know the device ID. We know a lot of metadata that's affiliated with that unique scan. And we're sitting on a treasure trove of data right now that we honestly haven't really done much with. So we're in the business of helping our clients acquire customers, diners, at scale without compromising authenticity. In fact, we put that at the forefront. What we're working on right now is we're helping our clients re-engage those same customers through retargeting campaigns. Because we know when that QR code scan happened, that's an existing customer. So I can track that customer across the entire digital realm and show them a return offer to get them to come back. But the future state in what we're building towards is we want to utilize the data, all that contextual analytics that comes out of the device scans, that comes out of the photos and the videos that were uploaded, and present that in a much more holistic manner to the chief brand officer or the chief marketing officer of a franchisor brand. Because I have to bet that as the chief brand officer and the chief marketing officer of these mega brands, they would really want to care about how well their consumers and customers are engaging with their brand on a per store or even per region basis. There's a massive data opportunity here, which is for the most part untapped. So we're already in more than 10 markets, 10 states. And this is in part because of our collaboration with franchisor brands. And so by working with franchisor brands, we naturally get that scale. We typically engage in a pilot engagement with the brands, maybe a couple of locations, maybe 10 locations. We do a test pilot. And they've done this before with other tools and or marketing agencies before. And so we can very easily do a side-by-side comparison as to what we're able to deliver at what budget versus what they're historically experiencing. And we put our own skin in the game. Let's do it. Let's see which side wins. And we like a good competition.